All right, my friends. Today we get into social media marketing. I don't know about you, but this term has always given me like this like squeezing, kind of nauseous feeling in my stomach like, "Oh, social media marketing." It just sounds like so much. But I just want to kind of take a minute here or a couple minutes and break down what this might look like for you and give you some things to think about. Social media, we kind of know what that is, right? If you're watching this video, you've probably engaged with me on some form of social media, so I'm not going to assume that you are completely in the dark. But social media doesn't just mean getting out there and jabbering on and on and on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all the things. You don't have to be everywhere doing everything. But what you should do is make sure that you have an idea of what this looks like for you, for your book, and for your readers, so that you are mindfully going into creating a space that allows the engagement from your readership and to your readership. You want to give as much as you expect them to return. So let's talk about, we know what social media is. I'm not going to go into that. We know there's multiple different platforms, and you've heard me. I did a whole month of lessons on building your author platform. And so social media can be one element in your platform, just like email marketing and just like other areas like your website. Social media should not be your only avenue of marketing or promotion, but it can very well be a big piece of the pie. That's absolutely fine if it's feeling good for you. Do not ever feel like you must be on social media if you truly, based upon your core values and what's right and good for you and your readers. If it doesn't feel like a good fit, that's okay. That's perfectly okay. I like to just tell people that because it can kind of feel like an obligation. And when you start making it feel obligatory and like this heavy duty, it's not going to be enjoyable for you. And when it's not enjoyable for you, it's not enjoyable for the other end, whoever's engaging with you, your readers, your friends, your family, your followers, right? They're not going to enjoy it either because you're not in there, full steam ahead with all your energy and your passion. So let's talk about this. I don't want to tell you what to do and how to use social media and the strategy behind it because I've already spent some time on that. But I want to give you just a nice, fun list of things that you can think about engaging with on social media. So here are some ideas on how to use social media to market and promote your book. Now, these can be things that you do leading up to your publication or afterwards. So this is kind of just a little free-for-all list that I want you to start thinking about. What feels good, what feels fun, what feels like it's right up your alley. So number one, before I jump into the list, lean into your strengths. So if you are a solid writer, you love to write, and that's where you express yourself best, then focus on the content. If you are like me, I really enjoy doing videos, so I might not write as many long form posts. Maybe instead of a blog post that's, 800 words, I might just do like a 5 to 10 minute video, and I'm engaging the same way that you would be engaging in writing and providing similar content. It's just in a different form. Maybe you really like all of it, or you want to experiment, so you have a variety. The point is, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it. You're not going to be able to commit to it. So do what you enjoy. If this is all outside your comfort zone, that's okay. Pick one that feels the safest for you. It's okay to start small. It's okay to dip your toe into the shallow end and then slowly creep in and expand. I did not start using videos right away. They were not my comfort zone, but once I got into it, I realized I really enjoyed it. So you may have to experiment a little bit and see what you like. Maybe you don't like live videos. I'm not big on live videos, but I still do them once in a while, and I'm trying to do them more to push myself a little outside of my comfort zone. So that's my little caveat. Lean into your strengths. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to things you don't think you'll enjoy. But do leave them on the table to experiment with later as you continue to grow and find new ways and engage with people and promote your book, okay? So here's a list of things you can consider doing, and these can apply to any social media platform. Some may be better on particular platforms. For example, Twitter is pretty much, all about the words. It's not long form, it's short form. Instagram is pretty much all about the images. You're not going to get a ton of characters to write a lot within that caption of the image that you post. And then Facebook might be a mixture of both. Maybe some people expect a longer form on Facebook, and maybe they don't expect an image with every post. So you can kind of experiment to see what works where. But here's a list of ideas now that I've told you I was going to do this for the last 6 minutes. Okay. Offer a free chapter or a free section of your book, a free little blurb, and maybe you share something that leads up to a very pivotal moment, and you're building the anticipation, keeping us on the edge of our seat going, okay, well, now I need to buy the book because I have to know what happens. So think about sharing a little blurb. That can be something you post with a link that leads to your website. That can be something you have a download available, like a PDF download. But sometimes you can, you post a little blurb within the content, or you take it off the platform and just say, hey, click here to get a free chapter, Share photos of you receiving your first draft copy. Like if you're ordering a hard copy, your first copy, or the first box of copies that you get, and you're opening the box, or you're signing the book. Share photos of the process of writing. Share photos of people reading your book. Run a little contest saying, hey, if you buy my book and you take a picture of it and tag me, you can win a whatever, gift card, whatever. Get creative, but what you're trying to do is get the buzz going and get tagged, share photos of the whole adventure. Maybe there are photos that you can share of your book, like maybe it's the traveling gnome, where like it's on the mountain, or the hammock outside, or it's on a building in New York City, and you like take it all across the world because it's a travel memoir, whatever. Like, get creative. There could be a photo series that you envision and roll out, and people are like, oh, cool, I just saw last week's and this is so much fun. They're engaged in the process. So use visual elements in addition to your written content. If you're very more heavy on the writing, you can use visual elements within that as well. Maybe it's a pretty post image, and then you write a long form blog or whatever it is. But there's a combination that you can use, and it doesn't need to be all writing. You can use visual elements where necessary, or like, for example, Instagram, you can't post without a visual, but where it can enhance the content delivered. And then I want you to not focus just on the book and the message of the book, but the process of writing it. I know personally, and I know so many of my clients who have talked about the healing powers of writing, especially within the memoir context. So talk about the process. How hard was it? How easy was it? How transformational was it? Will you ever do it again? People, when they hear that you wrote a book, they're going to have questions like, well, how'd that go? How did you get it written? What did you do? What were the steps you took? Was it really hard? Why did it take so long? Or how did you get through it in 3 months, or whatever? We have a group member who wrote like 30,000 words in 20 days or something. And we want to know how the heck that was possible, right? So talk about your process. Tell us why you chose to write at that pace, or how you even managed to write a book juggling your home life and career and all of that. Why did you wait so long, or whatever? Think about questions that your readers may have and answer them. It's not even about the story itself. It's not about the content in the book. It's about behind the scenes. If you pulled the curtain back and said, oh my gosh, I had this session with my awesome book coach, Danielle. Just kidding. But you know what I mean, though. You talk about the process. I worked with this amazing editor, or I found this awesome cover designer. I I would envision my book, looking this way, but I love it, right? You talk about the process. And then there might be pictures that you can think of that go along with that. Maybe you have a stack. I'm like very old school. I'm looking around my desk. I have notebooks everywhere. There's notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of writing. Maybe there's a picture where I would post a stack of notebooks and my pens and flags and all of that stuff and just say like, hey, I'm in the thick of it today with my writing, whatever. People enjoy understanding that if they are interested in writing a book, like they don't have to be superhuman to do it, or they are now getting a peek behind the scenes of how it's done. Talk about other books or resources on your topic. Promotion isn't all self, right? Your reasoning, remember your why behind your book. Your why is not simply just to write a book, right? Your why is because you want to help people, you want to enlighten people, you want to educate, you want to share your story for cathartic reasons, whatever it is. There are other books and resources, people talking on that same topic. You want to fold them into your promo in a reciprocal way. Sometimes that's possible, but also just to serve your readers. You might say, hey, I found this other amazing blog on this topic of narcissistic abuse, whatever it is, that you may be interested in. I found it really valuable. This is something that I really tried to, get a grasp on, and it took me 2 years and whatever. Like you kind of talk about your personal history with that. But this promo and marketing of your book does not end there. It's much bigger than that. You're on a much bigger playing field than where your book lives. And when you expand your readers' value output, I want to say, when you expand the value that you're giving them, and your book is within that spectrum, they're going to appreciate all of the value you give them. They're going to think that they're going to come to know you as someone who gets this stuff within that topic. And if they feel supported by you in that way, and they come to rely on you as a trusted source of information, they're going to want to buy your book if they haven't already. They're going to want more from you. They're going to continue following you. They're going to go, hey, friends, have you heard of this person? Let me give you their Instagram handle. Let me give you their website. You need to get on their list. They're really talking about some amazing things. Let's chat about this. So think broadly. And also get to learn how to use the hashtag, how to use that #. This is what I like to do. Hashtag. What hashtags do you use? Why? Where? So you have to learn for each platform. There may be a different method to that madness. You may have your own hashtags you use. Like everything I post, I try to do hashtag #InkworthyBooks. That's my business name. So if you ever wanted to find anything from me and you put that hashtag into the search bar, you're going to find something from me, right? So learn how to use the hashtag. Maybe there is one that's really specific to you. Maybe there is one that's very universal that you like to use on every post. You mix it up, you use the same ones, whatever. There's strategy behind this. Take some time to figure that out. You can run a giveaway contest. You can give away a free copy of your book, or a signed copy, or something related to your book. And then just keep in mind that you can start very small and really master one platform before you move on to the next. You don't have to do all of the things in all the places at once, but try not to limit yourself in the long run. If you are feeling really comfortable about your efforts on Facebook, then maybe you just dip your toe into the Instagram pool and see how that works. So just think about what might feel best for you, and start there and go and expand and grow and evolve. One other thing you can do is create your own group or community. I've created a group in Facebook. There are other opportunities to create a group or community elsewhere, but you can think about how to do that. It could be a writer's group. It could be a group that involves your readers. It could be some other bigger mission that you're partnering with other businesses or something like that. And then tap into influencers or bloggers that can help promote your book. So you may share their stuff and help promote them in a way to get their attention and to get on their good graces and kind of get some brownie points, if you will. But think about how it could be valuable for your readers and who's following you. You don't just want to share a bunch of junk and convolute everyone's feeds just because you're trying to show off to this influencer about how much sharing you're doing. So think about how you can partner with them. We'll talk about influencers and bloggers in future posts as well. But then you can think about how you can create shareable content. People love quotes or little snippets. If you have a really good book review, someone might say like, oh my gosh, this book sounds amazing. What do you guys think? They might want to share that. And then, maybe there is like a shareable video that you can that you can create a video on how to do something, or what there's a lesson that you learned within the context of your book that you might be able to share with someone. So think about what can be shared, not just engaged with, because when people start seeing some stuff that they want to share and then they start sharing that, other people will see it. You're tapping into other people's followings. So just a broad overview of stuff you can do within the social media marketing world universe. It's very big. It's very broad. There are so many things that can work. There are so many options out there. You just have to kind of figure out what feels good for you, start there, and move on. So come back for my next couple of videos. We're going to talk about what this thing book launch means, and what is it now, kind of within this new online world we live in, and how it might be helpful for you in your book. So I hope you will be back for that, and I'll be there too.